Today, we will discuss the Vietnamese strategy of Dau Tran. Question. Post Red River Delta failures, Giap reverted back to the first phase of military Dau Tran. Explain the concept of Dau Tran and how Giap applied the concept in the first Indochina War. Let us see what the perpetrators of the Dau Tran have to say about it. I suggest memorize these lines of Giap and Ho Chi Minh and put it in your answer sheet. I'm sure 50% of your answer will flow out from these lines. Dautran, often translated as to struggle, transcends from military tactics, embodying a holistic approach to conflict that intertwines military, political, and societal dimensions. Originating from the strategic minds of luminaries such as Ho Chi Minh and Giap, Dautran emerged as the cornerstone of the Vietnamese resistance against colonialism and foreign intervention. At its core, Dautran represents a fusion of armed and political components, each reinforcing the other symbiotic relationship. The strategy encompasses a spectrum of activities ranging from conventional military operations to psychological warfare, propaganda campaigns, and grassroots mobilizations. Its essence lies in the relentless pursuit of national liberation and empowerment of the masses as instruments of resistance. One of the defining features of Dautran is its inclusivity. It enlists every citizen as a participant in the struggle of independence. Ho Chi Minh and Giap blurred the lines between military and civilian, erasing the distinction between combatants and non combatants. In their version, every individual becomes a potential weapon in the fight against oppression, embodying the spirit of Dautran. The strategy's effectiveness stems from its ability to leverage both kinetic and non kinetic means of warfare. Military Dautran encompasses traditional military operations aimed at undermining the enemy's military capability, territorial control, and morale. The tactics is tailored to exploit the adversary's vulnerabilities. Due to its nature, the Revolutionary War is changing war. So, in theory, military Dautran progresses through three different distinct phases of warfare. The guerrilla warfare stage. During this stage, the opponents of the revolution are stronger. The revolutionaries adopt guerrilla warfare like raids or the small attacks to avoid decisive combat. Mobile warfare stage. As the military arms increases strength and achieves rough parity with the state's forces, the revolution enters the mobile war phase. A blend of conventional war and guerrilla tactic actions are there in this. Finally, the offensive stage, that is the third stage in which the military arm of the revolution becomes stronger than the government forces and enters the offensive stage where the revolutionaries use the large conventional resources to do a battle with state forces. Complementing armed Dautran is its political counterpart, which operates on a parallel track to achieve strategic objectives through non military means. Political Dautran includes a wide range of activities, including initiatives, propaganda campaigns, and grassroots organizing. Goal is to cultivate popular support, delegitimizing the enemy's authority and erode their internal cohesion. The synergy between armed and political Dautran is the linchpin of the strategy, amplifying its impact and resilience. Political Dautran has three separate programs. First is the action among the people and the troops in the communist area. The second action is against the enemy troops. Third is the action among the enemy people. Giap, armed with this strategy, prepared to make a war with the French. The period of 1946 to 1949 was characterized by the first stage of military Dautran. Giap used this time to indoctrinate his troops, train them, and supply them and conduct the guerrilla warfare. A critical part of this phase was driving the French away from the Chinese Vietnamese border in the area known as Viet Bac. Giap used this area as a sanctuary and staging base free to build and protect his forces from the French army. Despite several forays into the region, the French were unable to wrest its control from the Vietnamese forces. The victory of the Chinese communists in 1949 and their arrival at the northern borders of the Vietnam dramatically influenced the Giap's army. It opened avenues through which Giap would eventually receive supplies and arms necessary for the second phase of the strategy, that is, the combination of conventional and guerrilla warfare. During 1950, Giap launched his second phase aimed at destroying the French forts located near the Chinese border. The Vietmen drove the French from their forts and cleared Giap's line of communication from China. As 1950 ended, Giap concluded that it is the time that he should transition from to the third phase of military Dautran. In 1951, he started with the attacks in the Red River Delta. But having faced the failures in the Red River Delta, he decided to move back to the mobile phase, the phase one of the Dautran. After analyzing the failure of state offensive, Giap realized that his army is not capable for the phase 3 of the Dautran. So he gave out the directive which stated, never again and under no circumstances are we going to risk our entire military force for just an offensive. On the contrary, we should endeavor to preserve our military potential for further campaigns. So, till the time he was forced to prepare for the Eastern offensive, he continued with the Dautran phase 2, that is the mobile warfare phase, a blend of conventional and guerrilla warfare. Thank you.